Hello, and thank you for joining us for Good News in the Valley, your local Christian news magazine. Now, our featured story is Yakima Habitat for Humanity, a nonprofit organization that brings people together to create home ownership opportunities across our valley. Then we'll be providing families with various Harvest Fun events throughout the valley, along with trunk or treats for the kids, and we'll close with a tribute to Charlie Kirk. First, you'll meet Melanie Rosen, Executive Director of Yakima Habitat for Humanity, an organization that puts God's love into action. It's rooted in the vision of a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Let's now join Heidi with that interview.
Hi, Melanie.
Hi, Heidi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Thank you so much for being our guest on Good News in the Valley.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into the organization of Habitat for Humanity, go ahead and tell us your position and how you got involved.
I'm the executive director, and I've been in this position for about 6.5 years. I actually came to Habitat probably 15 years ago. A friend of mine's wife was the outreach person, and she kind of roped me into doing some volunteer work at the store. And from there, I joined the board, and we had an opening in the executive director position while I was the president of the board. And at that time, I was filling in as the interim, working 2 full-time jobs effectively. And they asked me to resign from my actual paid position and take on the role with Habitat.
Now, I understand that you were recently given 3 different honors. So go ahead and let's talk about each one of those and when were you given them?
Perfect. About a year ago, the Chamber of Commerce had an event. I don't think Business Awards of the Year of some sort, and I was elected the CEO of the year.
Wow.
Through that program, which is a great honor.
That
the Chamber goes out to all of Yakima, so I was very pleased to have received that. Also, Habitat was nominated for Nonprofit of the Year in that same award ceremony.
Okay.
And then this summer, I was elected by the state board for all of the habitats. There's 25 habitats across the state, and there's an association. It's a affiliate support organization that's a board-run organization in our state, and I was elected to be the president of that organization in July. So super excited about that opportunity.
That's an honor.
And gives me an opportunity to help support other affiliates similar to ours and learn from the bigger affiliates that are doing more than us, of course. And then the most recent is that we do a Golden Hammer Award event every year in September, where we give awards to the people in the community that have really supported our organization and helped us to get to where we're at.
Yes.
And I was nominated and given the honor of Humanitarian of the Year at that event.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Very exciting.
Yes.
A huge honor. We've had some really great people. Bruce and Ann Willis were previous Humanitarians of the Year. Mike Bueller is another award winner.
Okay.
And some people that are very, very connected and involved in our community have won those awards, and they're also the people that get to vote. We send that out to all of our board, all of our staff. Anybody involved with Habitat gets to be a part of that nomination process.
Those are some huge awards.
They are.
Now, tell us a little backstory about Habitat for Humanity and how it all got started.
Well, Habitat for Humanity started in 1976 is when we were incorporated in Americus, Georgia. Millard Fuller was a gentleman that had met with Clarence Jordan, who had Kainona Farms in Americus, and that was during the period of time when we were desegregating the South. And so it was a very hot topic in that environment. They received a lot of threats about their interracial camp that they were building, and they just believed in building together brings a greater result in the end. And so the partnership between Habitat and our homeowners is very significant. So that started in 1976 and then spread out across the country. It's my understanding that the local founders of our organization found an article in the Reader's Digest about Habitat and reached out to them and asked them to come and help build a house in Buena. And they were told, well, that's not really how our program works, but we'll help you set up a Habitat. So we were originally Buena partners, a small church out of Buena's who started the first home. And then that's grown from there. We've been around the Yakima Valley for over 40 years.
Wonderful. Now, how does one apply for a Habitat home or qualify?
So there's a handful of criteria. The application process is available online, so you can go to our website at yakimahabitat.org. And the process requires participants to be either a legal resident or a U.S. citizen. They must meet income requirements, so they have to be between 30 and 80% of the area median income. For a household of 4, that's, I believe, $72,000 a year. So at the higher end of that gap. And they must demonstrate a need for housing and a willingness to partner with us. Our homeowners are required to do 500 hours of sweat equity on their home. This helps them have some sweat in the game. It also teaches them about what it takes to manage their home once they have it, because most of our participants have come to us. A lot of them are couch surfers, or they don't really have a resident of their own that they're taking care of. And we want to make sure that we're preparing our homeowners to be successful in their neighborhood.
Absolutely.
And so that's part of the process.
What are some of the primary needs for Habitat for Humanity?
So for our organization, the needs, we're looking for right now, we have a huge need, of course, for funding, because the cost of housing has gone through the roof in the last 5 or 6 years. And then we also could take donations at the store. So the store accepts donations, and all of the proceeds of the store are used to provide grants to home buyers, and also volunteer time, because that's critical for us to build our homes.
Now, you touched on donations. Can people give monthly or one time? How does that work?
They can give monthly or one time. We're happy to take either. A monthly donation allows us to plan ahead and prepare a little bit for that commitment. One-time donations, obviously, we find ways to utilize those funds. Homeowners there's a lot of expenses involved in buying a house, and so there's lots of ways for us to make that contribution flow right through to the homeowner.
Now, your website says that your store is not like other thrift stores, so tell us how it differs.
So our store is different in that all of the revenue from the store is used to provide grants to home buyers. So we take those funds to provide a more affordable mortgage for our home buyers. And a lot of people think that what makes it different is that we take your donations and actually put them into the homes that we build, and that is not the case. We build completely new homes, so people are buying a brand new home when they buy a home from us. They're not getting used products put inside their home.
Now, where's the store located, and the hours?
The store is located at 21 West Mead. There's a long driveway between Ferguson and the storage court. It goes to the north off of Mead Avenue, go through two gates, and that gets you to the back where the store is. It's a large store. It's 25,000 square feet, so it's not a small store. It's another thing that makes it unique in Habitat stores. Habitat International doesn't recommend them to be more than 17,000 square feet, and so ours is a little bit above that. We have a great facility there.
Now, donations for the store. What exactly is accepted?
That's a great question. So the store accepts gently used building materials. So like if you've been doing a remodel, maybe you have some excess sheetrock or plywood, nails, any of that kind of stuff we take. We do take paint and stain. So if we receive paint and stain that's in good condition, we will sell that. If not, we have an agreement with the landfill where we can take it and have it provided to them. Where it's not, I'm not sure, they don't recycle it, but they have a different place for that to be delivered, so it's not going into the ground, of course.
Yes.
So those types of materials. Then we also take any kind of home decor, and pretty much the only thing we don't take is linens. So we'll take everything except for linens. If it's been in your house and in use in your house, and it's not linen, we'll take it. Sometimes they'll take linen as well, but that's not a normal thing that we accept.
Now, you have a new program called Critical Repairs.
Correct.
Tell us exactly, what does that new program do?
So we're super excited about this program. So Critical Repair Program is designed to help people stay in their house. So you might have somebody that's on a fixed income that has a repair needed, whether maybe they have mobility issues and they need a ramp, or they've got a leaking roof, or their HVAC system isn't working anymore, those types of things. And so we can go in with our partners and help them repair those damages to their house and keep it in good working order for them, so it's safe and healthy for them to live in it. And we provide a grant for some of those funds, and also a payment program, so they can pay us. We'll pay for the service, and then they pay it back to Habitat.
Now, what conditions can a person qualify to get help from Critical Repairs?
So most of that stuff is all going to follow around the same guidelines as our home build program. So they have to be the homeowner. In this case, our home build program, they can't already own a home, but here they have to own the home they're living in. They have to meet the same income requirements, the 30 to 80% of AMI, and show a willingness to partner with us. And we also have to evaluate the repair they're asking for. The last thing we want to have happen is where we go into a home and begin a repair and discover something else, and that due to code enforcement, they're not able to keep their home, or that there's a huge expense to them being able to stay in the home. And we don't want to have that happen to homeowners with their partnership with us.
Okay.
So we bring in an expert that will do an evaluation. If it's a simple roof leak, that they'll check to make sure we'll be able to take the roof off and put a new one on without there being complications.
Right.
If it's something like the HVAC system, any of that wiring, any of that kind of stuff, it's a little more delicate because we have to kind of get into all the walls, and
Definitely.
older homes can have hidden
Yes.
troubles. And so we certainly, while we want to help them repair those problems, we don't want to get into a place where they can't afford the home anymore because we had to pay for repairs that they can't afford.
Sticky situations.
It can get that way, yes. It's taken us a long time to enter into this market because our board members are contractors, and they're very concerned about that
Yes,
problem. And
understandably.
absolutely,
Yeah.
it makes total sense. The last thing we always want to put somebody in a better situation than
Right.
when they came to us. And so they've been very careful with that. But looking at our community and knowing the need in our community is very significant. Obviously, everybody has heard the numbers about our housing crisis and that we need units, but we also need to stabilize units that are here. And we want to do that in such a way that the people that are in the homes can maintain those homes and not have to leave them.
Right.
Because if they leave them, then some builder or investor comes in, buys that property, and turns it into a rental unit, and then we don't control the cost of that home
Right.
anymore.
So roughly how much does it cost to build a Habitat home, and approximately how many are built in 1 year?
So we build about 5 homes a year,
Wow.
and it costs about $285,000 right now to build a home, and that includes the cost of land. When I started 6.5 years ago, it was $141,000. So it's
Yeah.
doubled in 6 years.
Right.
And we use a lot of volunteer hours to help keep those costs down. And we have a great partnership with Perry Tech, where we
Okay.
use their construction team, their students for the construction program, their students for the electrical, and all the mechanical stuff, so plumbing, HVAC, all of that. And we use their students. They get hands-on experience
wonderful.
on our job sites to
Yeah.
help learn the program that they're working through.
Wow.
And we get a better cost for those pieces.
And volunteering, like you said, it plays a huge role in Habitat for Humanity. So what are some other ways individuals can help out?
It does play a huge role. I think last week we had 15 volunteers out on the job site. You don't have to be experienced. We'll take anybody in our construction site guys will lead you on the job site to help build a home for a homeowner. But we have opportunities on our job site. We allow opportunities in the store, so you could come in and help with cleaning product that's donated to us and pricing it and getting it out in the store. And also we provide opportunities more administratively, where you could come in and help behind the scenes and assist with maybe event planning and communication with our members and that kind of thing.
Can you share with us a story about someone who was blessed with a Habitat home?
Sure. So it's the best part of the job, right? Is hearing the after story.
Yeah.
We have this last year, 2 years ago maybe, we did our 40th anniversary celebration, and we invited all of our homeowners to come and celebrate with us. And we had a homeowner show up with her adult son now, who was about 6 when they moved into their home. And he and his sister, she wasn't able to come. She was working in Spokane. Both graduated from Wazoo as architects, and they both have a commitment to helping Habitats build effectively with the small footprint that we build in.
That is wonderful.
Super excited to have a homeowner move into their house with a 3 and 6 year olds at the time, and then they were able to send those kids off to college, and they graduated, and then they wanted to give back to Habitat
What a
after all of that.
blessing that is. What percentage of the home is built by volunteers?
It's a tough question. We say 15 to 20% is built by volunteers.
Okay.
That doesn't take into consideration the partnership with Perry. All of those students' hours are considered volunteer hours. But we rely very heavily on the volunteers being on the job site. Part of that is they get to write scriptures on the studs as they're building, and
neat.
blessings to the homeowner, and really help to kind of bring that homeowner along and have them understand what our mission is and why we're doing what we're doing. And so they spend a lot of time on the job site, hopefully with the homeowner, and sharing why they're contributing to their life. And it's a huge impact for our home buyers.
How has working for Habitat for Humanity blessed your life?
It's the best job I've ever had. God created my whole life work experience for me to take this job on. So kind of a long and windy road, as God never does anything quite as simply as we would expect. And so it has been a huge blessing to me in many, many ways. Giving the keys to a home to someone who hasn't had the opportunity to have their own place or has been moved around from one place to the next because they couldn't control their housing situation is huge. And watching little kids, you know, when we do a dedication, they'll come up, and always we get one of the little kids, they'll come, let me show you my bedroom, you know, and they'll take you in. I'm going to put twinkle lights over here, and I'm going to do this and that. And
The joy.
The joy of having their own bedroom, because a lot of times they've all lived in one room in somebody else's house, and now they get to have their own bedroom. Even when they're sharing it with a sibling, they feel like it's their own bedroom, and they're super excited. And just the joy in their eyes and the love and excitement that they have about their new home is super impressive. And then our homeowners, one of the things that I always find impressive is that our homeowners, you know, they have to do 500 hours to be eligible to get their keys. And those hours have to be completed before we turn the home over to them.
Okay.
And many of them will come back and give hours either to another homeowner that's struggling, or just to participate, they stay connected to us. In fact, this month I hired a homeowner who, she and her family group have done more than 2,000 hours for Habitat. She was only obligated to do 500. And she's
Paying
joined
it
our
forward.
committee. And she's paying it forward. She's joined the committee to pay it forward, and she asked to come to work for us. And so she's working in our administrative office
That's awesome.
as well. So it's very exciting to see
Yeah.
the transition in someone when you give them a little piece of hope and they can hold on to it and it's theirs.
And what they do with
and
it
then what they do
from
with it,
there.
exactly, how they grow it. We have another homeowner that took on her home. It's probably been 2 years ago. She had some hardships. So before she was supposed to get into her first home, she had made some bad financial decisions. And so when the bank ran their credit at the last time to do the mortgage, they found that her debt to income ratio was too high. And so I had to sit down with her and explain to her she couldn't have the house that we built for her.
Oh.
It was pretty hard. Her and her teenage daughter came into my office for that conversation. And she appreciated that we gave her the conversation, the decency to say, we're not going to be able to do it this time. We're going to put you to the next house. And so we bumped her down. So she was like, I think she was the second house after that one that was completed. And she has a home in our development up on 24th. And she invites the crews in for, you know, she brings them beverages and makes sure that they have something to drink when they're out on the job sites. And she's very invested in helping us move forward. And to this day, she thanks me for having that conversation that I certainly didn't want to have with her.
Right.
And but she really wasn't ready. She was making some choices. Her family was putting some pressure on her because she'd gotten her credit in line. She was doing the things she needed to do. So a family member had had her co-sign for a home for a family member. Her car broke down and she had to buy a car. There was just a handful of little financial things.
It wasn't her time.
It wasn't time for her at that point. She wasn't really ready to say no to those little things that could have really jeopardized her ability to make her mortgage payment if she had one. And she needed to learn that in order to be able to be a successful homeowner. And we didn't just say no, we said not now. We're going to move you down the road a little ways so that you
And they gave her that hope
get
still.
realigned. So the hope, we didn't take the hope completely, but the house that was built for her, the colors that she picked, all those things were done, and somebody else had to move in. And she turned to one of the other homeowners in the program and invited them to the house that we built for her and helped her get her hours, gave her some of her hours so that she'd be able to move into that home quickly. And so she was very gracious and recognized that, you know, she really wasn't ready, and was thankful for the opportunity to kind of slow down a little bit, take a little bit more time to get her foundation underneath her financially, and not, that way she wasn't in a place where she was making a choice between helping a family member and making a mortgage payment.
Yeah.
And
look at her now.
And she's doing great now. And she's very, very, she's a huge supporter of us, and very happy that she got switched to a different home in a different neighborhood.
Yeah.
Still same school district, so it worked out for her.
That's good.
That's important. We want kids to stay in the same
wonderful.
school district.
Wonderful story.
One of the other huge benefits of our program is we sometimes will talk to kids that started out in the program as, you know, like maybe junior high age. And they've been to 5 or 6 schools, different school districts, before they get into a Habitat house. And they get to finish out their years in school in the same school district, and that's very impactful.
It is, definitely.
Especially when you think about that age and how critical, you know, it is to have your friends around you, and
you're bouncing from school to school.
And so the friends aren't the same anymore, and it's really hard to keep
That's
that.
tough.
So we're able to provide that stability for those students, and that's a huge honor for us.
Well, those are wonderful stories. And Melanie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you come on the program.
Appreciate you inviting us to talk about our program.
Yes, and may God bless you and the works of Habitat for Humanity.
And may God bless you.
Thank you. I'm Heidi, reporting for CBY. Skip, back to you.
Thank you, Melanie and Heidi, for that interview. To volunteer or to donate, please check out their website. And now it's time for some family harvest fun. Kids will have a great time at this trunk or treat sponsored by Grace of Christ Church in Yakima. This family-friendly event will be held on Saturday, October 25th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the church parking lot, where there'll be plenty of games and candy for all the kiddos. The Ellensburg Downtown Association is hosting a Harvest Fest and treating for kids on October 31st from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at Unity Park. There will be live entertainment, food booths, and local businesses will be handing out free candy to the kids. Please visit myellensburg.com/events to get more information. The Cle Elum Downtown Association is hosting Boo Elum on Friday, October 31st from 4 to 6 p.m. The event starts off with a kids' costume parade that will lead kids through a pumpkin path towards the trunk or treat. Kids and adults are encouraged to bring a decorated pumpkin to the path for judging. Best pumpkins will be awarded prizes. Check out the website for more info. Kids, get ready to join another awesome trunk or treat at Steve Hahn's. There's over 100 car trunks filled with candy. Also, costume contests, one for dogs and one for kids. And most important, kids will have a safe and fun time. The event is on Friday, October 31st from 4 to 7 p.m. For more information, please visit their Facebook or call 509-248-4700. Join Downtown Historic Kennewick on Saturday, October 25th for a Boo Bash Street Festival. The Street Festival is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It'll feature local artists, local vendors, a costume contest, candy, and fun games for the whole family. The Safe Street Treating for kids is from 3 to 5 p.m. The family will have a spooktacular time at this event. The Yakima Historic Trolley will be making runs for a spooktacular 30-minute ride on October 25th and 26th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. with departures on the hour. The cost is only $5 per person, and children under age 2 ride for free. This is a family-friendly event, and kids will have a hauntingly good time. There is more fun for families to enjoy at Middleton Farms Fall Festival in Pasco, which is open in October, Wednesdays and Thursdays, noon to 7 p.m., where admission is $16.95 a person. Fridays and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sundays, noon to 7 p.m., with admission at $19.95 a person. Kids ages 2 and under are free. The admission includes activities like giant slides, hay rides, corn maze, zip lines, paintball, and entry to the pumpkin patch, and so much more. How about some good old-fashioned fun at Thompson's Pumpkin Patch in Natchez? The patch is open every Saturday and Sunday to the public in October from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It is free admission, but there will be a small charge for the mazes, pumpkins, hay rides, and play area. A must-treat is their famous pumpkin donuts coated in cinnamon sugar that will be available for purchase. Ready for some fall fun at Country Mercantile in Pasco? Well, the Harvest Festival is through the month of October. From Monday through Friday, the festival is open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and the cost is $12.95 plus tax per person. Saturday and Sunday admission is $13.95 plus tax and is open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Children 2 years and under are free. Admission includes hayride, pumpkin patch, photo ops, duck races, and so much more. Carnival rides, candy shack, face painting are an additional cost. Kids can travel in full costume from Elbe to the museum in Mineral on Mount Rainier Scenic Spooky Railroad. Upon arrival, kids will enjoy activities like a hayride and picking out their very own pumpkins straight from the patch. The train operates on October 17th, 18th, and 19th, and the 24th, 25th, and 26th, along with 3 times of departure, 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. The duration is 2 hours and 25 minutes round trip. For more ticket information, please call 1-253-900-RAIL. All aboard the Chehalis Centralia Pumpkin Train for a ride to the Pumpkin Patch on Saturday, October 19th or Sunday, October 20th. There are 3 departure times, 11:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 2:30 p.m., and kids are encouraged to come in costume. Kids 12 and under will receive a goodie bag of treats and will also get to choose their own pumpkin. It is strongly recommended to purchase your tickets online due to the popularity of this family-friendly excursion. Hey kids, come on down in full costume for the Toppenish Community Trunk or Treat. Mark your calendars for Friday, October 31st from 4 to 6 p.m. The event will be held at the Toppenish Swimming Pool parking lot. Bring the whole family to a fall festival at Bethel Nazarene Church in Yakima for a spectacular fun event. The festival is on Sunday, October 26th from noon to 3 p.m. and there's no admission charge. Kids can come in costume and enjoy carnival games with prizes, loads of candy, popcorn, and cotton candy. Union Gap Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch is a family-friendly favorite that attracts people throughout Central Washington in the month of October. Admission is $13 for ages 3 and up per person. Only on opening weekend, though, admission will be half price. Kids will have fun making their way through the 12-acre corn maze and picking out their pumpkin. For more info, please visit their Facebook. Jensen Farms Fall Festival in Ellensburg is open every Thursday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in October. Buy your tickets online and save. Admission price includes a hayride, petting zoo, corn maze, kids zone, farmers market, and much more. Admission cost is not required to shop in the farm store, so come on out to the farm and make some memories. In Sela, on Friday, October 31st on 1st Street, Harvest Community Church will be participating along with local businesses in passing out candy to the kids. The time of this event is from 4:30 to 7 p.m. and kids will also receive a tract that has a clear Bible message from Harvest Community Church. Enjoy a scenic fall train ride through the Snoqualmie Valley. Your 2-hour round-trip excursion departs from the North Bend Depot, then journeys west to the Snoqualmie Depot. Costumes are encouraged and all children will receive a small gift. The train runs from October 11th through October 26th. Please visit the website for ticket prices and times of departure. Get ready for an evening of fun on Thursday, October 30th at the Natchez Elementary School parking lot from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Come join this annual trunk or treat, where families can enjoy a safe and festive night as kids visit decorated trunks and receive lots of candy. Kids are invited to a trunk or treat at Mac Daddy Coffee on Friday, October 24th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the West location. Kids can also enjoy games, music, and a coloring contest. Special themed drinks are available for purchase. Come join the Washington Fruit Place for October Days. It is a fun family event for all ages. It's open Saturdays and Sundays 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There are lots of activities like fresh cider tasting, a pumpkin patch, hay maze, photo booth, straw pyramid, and a hayride with Farmer Mark through the cherry orchard. Caramel apples, ice cream, caramel apple Italian sodas, and mini donuts will be available for purchase. Kids, wear your favorite costume and join the Yakima Valley Museum for an evening of fun on Wednesday, October 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. Explore the museum in search of candy and creepy artifacts. Admission is $5 per person. It's free for members and children under the age of 5. Advance registration required on the website. This fun family event is not to be missed. Mountain View Church is hosting a trunk or treat with candy and campfires. Come and enjoy this family-friendly event with a nice warm campfire, conversation, and fun. There is free candy, hot dogs, and hot chocolate for all to enjoy. Well, there you have it. Some fun fall activities that the whole family can enjoy together. And I'll close with thanking Charlie Kirk for his sacrifice to this country and for standing up for religious freedom. Charlie established a grassroots movement fixed in courageous faith, love of country, and a fearless quest for the truth. Forever rest in the loving arms of Jesus, Charlie. We will see you someday. Thank you for watching, and may God bless.